Good morning, brothers and sisters and patriots. How are you today? Today will be a law of attraction video. I will teach you about friends, family, rewards, and this great message from the universal God. Thank you for tuning in. Today, if you can read Matthew chapter 21, verse 22. If through prayer you ask and you receive as long as you believe. That is Matthew 21:22. So the universal God will give you whatever you want. Today's topic, what price are you willing to pay to receive your reward from the universal God per your law of attraction? So Matthew 21 is and 22 is correct. If you pray and you ask and you believe, you will receive. That is correct. But there's a catch. You went to the universal God. That's what's going on now. That's why a lot of family and relatives, there's a disconnect with you and them because you're changing. So in other words, when you ask the universal God the infinite knowledge for something, sometimes you change as a person to get whatever you're getting. Like I tell you, so always be in your spiritual being, not that as a human. So sometimes it could take 5 to 10 years to receive what you asked for because of you. Your reluctance to change. Take two magnets, right? Because we are a center of energy. We are spirit, which is a center of energy. If you take a negative magnet and a positive magnet, they cannot attach. So if you're a very positive person now and your family and relatives still are negative, not totally of the 10 commandments, that's why it's a disconnect. It's nothing you're doing wrong. You're changing. This is a big, huge world. So also when you ask something from the universal God, he may take you through a test to see if you're willing to go through that test to get it. So hopefully that explains why friends and because if you started, for instance, I told you about sexual transmutation. If you start to change, then the people around you start to change. Birds of the same feather flock together. You heard that? Well, that's what it is. I give you another example because I already know about law of attraction. So I go into I use a nightclub. I go into a nightclub, right? And I go towards the front. Other negative forces, because of my energy, will not come up to the front. They'll stay towards the back. For some reason, I have to use the bathroom and I leave the front and I go towards the back. Someone that's really negative will just say something to me out of spite. That's how powerful energy is. I didn't do anything. It's because people don't realize they looking at the human. You are an energy. Because because your positive energy went to the negative energy, that easy something can escalate. It's happened to me a few times. When I go to an outing, I always attract the most people that's positive around me. People negative they'll say what's up and they'll go away from me. I learned that energy, so that's how I never got in conflict. I used to tell people about it, I said, because my energy is so high. So that's how powerful your energy is. That's what's going on with family and friends. Remember, I told you I go to the universal God for answers. So a lot of your family and friends, the reason why it's a disconnect now is because you're changing. The Great Awakening changed a lot of us, but it didn't change some family members and friends. They still living on that third dimension, that low frequency. A lot of you who listening to this elevated your energy to the fifth dimension. So you're a different person. And most of us, what we do, we try to stay down on our family and relatives' level of low frequency. But you're asking for things of abundance, for peace around it. But how are you going to get that around the people who haven't changed? So if you're a spiritual being like I did, I disconnected myself. They can come on this YouTube channel and reach their hand out to me. So what I do when I see news articles or stuff of truth, I just post it to my face. I don't even go on Facebook, look at the comments or anything. I disconnected the energy because their negative energy was drawing me down, and it was keeping me from elevating my law of attraction. So due to that, now what I do, I meet new people of new sources, because now I'm in the spiritual being. So I went on a different level of the fifth dimension, while these people still down on that third dimension, still believing that make-believe earth. Sure, I'm walking here, but I already know what's going on. I know the game. I already know the story's over. But they don't. But I wanted to teach you that when you ask for things from the universal God, when you ask for something, he will give it to you. But it depends on you how long you get it. You only battle with yourself, no one else. So you battle with your spirit battles with your flesh. Your fleshly self, your human, it never wants to change. But when you take over your body with your spirit to control you change. And when you ask for abundance and stuff, the universal God now will change you to get abundance, to get wealth. Whatever you're asking for, you're going to transform. Also, I changed the way I eat. I no longer eat meat, so that changed my DNA. That changes your personality the way you are. When you change your diet the way you eat, you change. I didn't have an answer for why. It's because that's what it is. You are a center of energy. Only the energy like yourself will attract to yourself. So also, if you're in relationships and you're hearing this and you're wondering why, because if you're starting to change, if your partner is not on your same frequency, that's why it's a conflict. You need to talk to them and explain. You're not the same person they met. You are physically, but your inner being, your spiritual being has now changed. Most people try to gap and try to repair what can't be repaired. So you can repair it with you communicate. You need to do it ASAP. In my case, I am single. So the choice is simple. I know it's a big world, and it's so much. When the restrictions open back up, I got so much I got to do. Right now I'm limited, but I'm steadily changing each day, which is getting more spiritual, of my spiritual being. But this is what holds people. This is what the law of attraction is about. So people hear that, they ask and receive. But how are you doing when it comes to you changing? Because the universal God may have to send you more knowledge to change to that person. So it's a lot of things I ask for too. So it depends on you as the spiritual being, how quick you get it. Some people never go to their spiritual being. They never choose to do a purpose or a mission. These things can slow you down from your law of attraction. But each time you ask for something from the universal God, that's that catch that most people don't. And the people teaching law, they don't explain that part like I'm explaining it. Remember, you went to the universal God and asked. You didn't go to Satan and ask. Satan will give you anything of this world. But there's a catch too. He's a spirit too of Lucifer, demonic. So he can give you, a lot of times you see people getting rich. That's of Satan's riches. Satan has a law of attraction too. So it depends on who you praying to. A lot of people think they praying to the Creator, but they're not praying to the Creator. If you're not following the 10 Commandments, you're not praying to the Creator. The Creator is the 10 Commandments. To not do one commandment, you missed all the commandments. There is no halfway doing. Reap what you sow means reap what is sown. Love your enemy means love your enemy. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. The Lord's going to take care of that. We're just supposed to love. And he will show our enemies, he will show us what happens to the enemy. He's our Father. He protects us. We don't have to do anything. You just watch. All the people that did bad to you, he'll flaunt them out in front of you, and they'll be destroyed. You just stay peaceful. That's how easy it works. You're not soft because you love. Was Jesus Christ soft? Was Martin Luther King soft? No. Not about being soft. It's about being a spiritual. If something happened right now, I know how to protect myself, but my energy doesn't give that off. Look how it is out here. So peaceful on an early Saturday morning. I wait till something happens, then I react. And then when things now play out, I don't react right away. Most African Americans, we know, they react right away to things. They don't go investigate things. They don't wait for things to play out. That's low frequency. You are the news. You should wake up with your prayer, your meditation. Why don't I watch some CNN and MSNBC? That's nothing of the universal God. Universal God is peace, love, joy, happiness, no fear, no worry. Sickness is Proverbs 23:7. As a man thinketh in the heart, so is he. If you believe in no sickness, there's no sickness. It starts with your subconscious brain, which is your consciousness, which is your spirit. They still teaching you the social. I watched MSNBC for 2 minutes, and they were still talking about social distancing and wearing a mask. If it's airborne and you open your door to your house, doesn't it get in? Doesn't it get on your skin? Use your common sense, man. If you catch something, you catch it and it goes away. If you get it. But since I've learned about Proverbs 23:7, and I started believing in I never get sick. Speak it and believe it, and it happens. Nothing's impossible through God. You are a God of the Most High. That is Psalms 82, 1-6. James 4:4 says, do not be, God likes a man not of the world. So I gave up the world. So if I used to smoke a lot of marijuana, I'm now going to attract people who probably don't smoke the marijuana. If I used to binge drink a lot, and I no longer binge drink, I'm going to meet people who don't. But the people around me used to know that person. I now am not that person. So I changed, so the people around me must change. You're not going to be that same person. So they love the criminal, but they don't like the new me. I'm of a spiritual being. And it's not their fault. It just shows who they are. God shows you who's around you in front of you, but you need to be out to make. You need to be as your spiritual being to see. You can see it very clear. So now I'm on a different level, and I don't need to connect with them. They have to raise their frequency to get to me. I'm no longer going to keep my frequency or energy, my spirit low for others. It's holding you back from this entire world. None of my family are millionaires, and I know why. They used to get nervous at, it says, for the love of money. So if you're doing money for evil, it's wrong, but God is abundance. So if I give something, why does God give it back more? Because it's meant for you to have it. God is everything. But it depends on what you're doing with the money. It's not wrong to have money. I did a whole video on that, destroying that. There's many great stories in the Bible itself where people who God destroyed their enemy to make them rich. Adam had reign over the earth. King David, God helped him kill Goliath to be king. Ruth was a queen, she was rich. So I destroyed all of that. So they used to teach me that money was no, it says for the love. So if you're deceiving people, like bear false witness, like your CNN, getting paid millions and millions of dollars to deceive people, that's for the love of money. And if you're tuning in, you're going against the universal God. You should be knowledgeable. People of the universal God become knowledgeable. People who are true believers in the universe. If I tell you that Jesus Christ was not religious, you can't, and you continue to be of a religion, then you're of a lower frequency. I don't know what you're learning. Jesus Christ was not political. Sure, you should be an independent. Judge the person for actions, not what they say. Moses was a stutterer. Moses was a murderer. Did you know that? Moses was a murderer. And he got the people out of Egypt. So same with me. I was a former drug dealer, but I'm true to heart. I no longer do that, and he took me to another level. So he uses the worst of the worst, conforms them, and to teach you. That's why he say, do not judge, Matthew 7:1. So Donald Trump held up a Bible, and I said, Donald Trump held up, and you're still judging. You can't, you read the word, but you don't do it. So I elevated myself to another level, and man, once you learn that law of attraction, it's the spirit. The more you do towards the universal God, the more you get. The sexual transmutation is one of the ones too. If you can hold that seed in there, man, you gain a even more powerful. It's all energy. The stronger your energy, which is your spirit, which is more towards the universal God, the quicker you get things. You're supposed to be like the bird and wake up like me and never worry about nothing. Breathe these beautiful plants. Man, life is so beautiful. So my dimension, I see the world peaceful and look around me, it's peaceful. But if you see the world is not peaceful, which is a lower frequency, which is of Satan, and the universal God will give it to you. And that's why I elevated above the family to friends. I had always been the knowledgeable, but I would not disconnect. Meaning just go with the frequency and just go with the flow. Be open to new whatever's coming. So I did. I learned that. I had to get off of Facebook. Stop going on Messenger. For what? These people are of lower frequency, which is simply not doing the law of God, not being fully into the law of God, only halfway doing the law of God. Still be, because find me something on television that's of the universal God. Why do you tune in? I watch some TV, like I watch SmackDown Wrestling, I'm going to be honest, but that's it. The rest of the day, the TV was off. There's nothing, I find nothing of good with the television. When I go on CNN and those places, I'm just looking for news to see what's going on in the world so I can teach. But this is the law of attraction. So once again, when you ask the universal God for something, are you willing to pay the price to receive it? So whatever your energy is, however you are, that's what you attract. So now you shouldn't find it so difficult. Now it should be more eye-opening why family and friends have a difficult time with you. It's not you. You changed. And life goes on. My YouTube channels here, they know where to find me, but I don't worry about it. I'm here to I'm meeting new people like yourselves. Drop me a comment. Please hit that like, subscribe button. I appreciate you all. Take care. Bye-bye.